Before we begin, I ask you to do one simple but important thing. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. By doing so, you support our channel and, more importantly, take the first step toward the changes we will be talking about next. This will become the starting point of your new path. Today I want to explain why it is so difficult to change your life, even when you sincerely want those changes. Why does the past hold you so tightly? Why do your emotions work against you? Why do your brain and body constantly pull you back into old patterns of behavior? The answers to these questions will help you see that within every person there is an enormous power to influence their own future, and that this power is much closer than it seems. Let's start with the morning. Imagine that you wake up, open your eyes, and before you have done anything, your brain begins replaying yesterday's thoughts. And usually these are not thoughts about dreams or inspiration, but about problems. It is important to understand that problems are not just words or images. They are entire networks of memories deeply embedded in your brain. Every memory is connected to a person, a place, or a situation. It is wired into neural connections and reinforced by emotions. Your brain is like a massive archive where every event from the past is recorded not only mentally, but chemically. And every morning, when you remember your problems, you bring this archive back to life. And the moment you recall something unpleasant, your body begins to experience the same feelings. This is how the past becomes the present. And the present, when repeated, becomes your future. And so you find yourself living in a loop, inside internal programs that zapускаются automatically. And even if you dream of change, these programs pull you back. Then the following happens. A person wakes up and, in order to escape unpleasant emotions, reaches for their phone. Social media, news, stories, photos, all of this is not just a habit. It is a way to temporarily shut down the internal dialogue that causes pain. But it is an illusion, because a few minutes later, you return to the same reality, the same circumstances, and the same emotions. You get out of bed on the same side, walk to the shower along the same path, drink coffee from the same mug, take the same route, and meet the same people. All of these actions reinforce your automatic reactions. This is how the program you run day after day is formed. It becomes more than a habit. It becomes your way of life. And here is the key idea. No one is keeping you in this program except yourself. There is no external force limiting you. Everything is happening at the subconscious level. By the age of 35, 95% of your behavior consists of automatic reactions, emotions, habits, beliefs, thoughts, and patterns of perception. All of this is like computer code running without your involvement. Only 5% of your consciousness is left for deliberate decisions, desires, and dreams. And so you say, I want to change. But the body, programmed over many years, responds, no, I'm used to feeling this way. When you learn to be present here and now, rather than wandering through memories, you begin to take control of your life. You start working surgically, changing internal structures, emotions, and reactions. And this changes destiny. But most people wait for a crisis. They wait for pain. They wait for an event that forces them to move. They live in anticipation of something bad because they are used to it. But why wait for tragedy to change your life? Why wait until life brings you to your knees? You do not need a crisis to begin changing. You can learn to manage your own state. Joy, inspiration, confidence, calm. Many people spend 70% of their energy on internal struggle, fears, expecting the worst, comparing themselves to others, anxiety, memories. They live in survival mode. Their bodies are constantly in a state of stress, and then they wonder why they don't feel inspiration or happiness. But if you live in the past, you destroy your future. You limit yourself at a deep level, even at the level of your own abilities and potential. Understand this. The body never experiences anxiety on its own. It needs a trigger, a thought. And when you repeat the same anxious thought again and again, the body becomes accustomed to it. It begins to crave the same emotion, like an addiction. That is why many people are addicted to negative emotions. It feels to them as if without those emotions they feel nothing at all. They keep confirming their state, their identity. I am poor, But here is the key point. When you decide to let go of these emotions, the body sabotages you. It resists. It brings up old feelings. It says, "This is familiar to me." And here is the most important truth. Your mind must become stronger than your body. When the body begins to dictate your emotions, you lose freedom. But when you say, "No," you begin to take control back. And this is where the restoration of power begins. Most people are afraid of the unknown because it is uncertain. But the unknown is exactly the space where something new can be created. The best way to predict your future is to create it yourself. Not to wait for it to happen, but to create it. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be? What emotions do I want to feel? How do I want to respond to the world? What do I want my day to look like? Close your eyes and imagine it. The brain does not distinguish between reality and imagination. It sends the same signals to the body. This is how you create an internal state that becomes the foundation of a new future. But people are used to waiting for external events to bring them happiness, waiting for success to feel confident, waiting for love to feel whole, waiting for wealth to feel abundance. This is the old cause and effect model. When it happens, then I'll feel it. In the new model, everything is reversed. I feel it now, and then I create what I want. You become confident when you decide to be confident. You become worthy when you choose that state. You stop being a victim when If 90% of your thoughts each day are the same thoughts you had yesterday, you are creating the same life. The same reactions, the same actions, the same emotions. That is exactly why metacognition, the ability to observe yourself, is so important. When you see your emotional patterns, you can change them. When you see your thoughts, you can replace them. When you see your reactions, you can reprogram the body. When you create new thoughts, the body begins to create new emotions. And if you repeat this long enough, the new state becomes your new normal. But to plant a new garden, you must first clear the soil, remove the weeds. The same applies here. To allow a new state to enter, you must let go of the old one. Otherwise, it will not allow new growth to take root. If you do not have a clear vision of the future, your life becomes predictable. You go to the same places, interact with the same people, take the same actions, think the same thoughts. Your entire environment influences your emotions. Every interaction creates an emotional response, and every emotion forms. If it is difficult for you to let go of old emotions, start with meditation. When you close your eyes, the external world disappears. The brain stops reacting to stimuli, the body calms down. And then you can say to the body, "No, today I choose a different state." And gradually, the body will obey. And step by step, you will become stronger than your past, stronger than your fears, stronger than the emotions that have controlled you your entire life. I have seen such transformations thousands of times. And I believe that one day your loved ones will see your transformation as well. If you feel that this video appeared in your life for a reason, honor that moment. Subscribe to our channel, The Power of the New Me. Turn on notifications and support this message with a like. Leave any comment. Your interaction strengthens this energetic exchange and helps this video reach those who truly need it right now. Thank you for being here on this journey.